Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at the newest version of the single column Legacy from Crossway. This is the ESV and I have two different models. They now have it back in True Tone, and I have the black edition and the Heirloom edition. I have that one, and let's see, this one comes wrapped in velvet. Nice little touch, and I've probably got it wrapped incorrectly. Same nice box that it's had for a while. Super thick box. Let's get these out of the way. So we'll start with the Heirloom edition. This is blue goatskin. Comes with 4 ribbons. Nice grain. Perimeter stitching. 1, 2, 3, 4 spine ribs. And then our Holy Bible ESV text is printed in gold. It's blue art gilt with blue under gold. It's a little bit difficult to see the blue once you open it. Leather liner, edge lined, there's the tab. And where the previous edition, this is very much similar to the previous, but where the previous edition, the main difference is this one is a 36 GSM paper rather than the 28 GSM Indopaque. Now this paper is not as elegant as the Indopaque. I think it's a premium paper. But when you hold it up to the light, you can see a little bit of particles and some streaks and things that you don't see in Indopaque. So it's not to the level that I'd like to see in there, but it's still good paper. It feels a little bit rough, which I do like a little bit of a rough texture. And it's easy enough to turn, very opaque. And of course, Smythe sewn, all of them are. And then we have 4 ribbons. We have an art gilt or a gilt line around the edges. And then the main thing of the Legacy is that it is a single column with about 14 words per line, with all of the section headings taken out to the margin. Made for reading. Really nice reader. I love reading from this. Excellent Bible for reading. Black letter text. 9-point font. Sharp and legible, easy to read. Super easy to read. Pages start on a new book, start on a new page. And then let's see, in the back we have our concordance, which is a pretty good concordance. And then we have maps in the very back. These are on the shiny glossy paper. Let's see, we have footnotes are in the footer. So there's a quick look at that one. The main difference between this one and the other one, and we'll compare in just a few minutes, this is a little bit of a looser binding. It's a little thicker. The footprint is about the same. Let's go ahead and measure and weigh. We're looking at 6.5 by 9 3/4 by about 1 and, depends on where you measure. If we look at the spine, we're looking at about 1 3/4, just about in that range it will weigh. £2 11.5 ounces. And now a quick look at the True Tone. It is about the same footprint. The main difference is it doesn't have as much overhang, as much yap, but the text block are identical. They have the exact same text block down to the same paper. Exact same 36 GSM paper. So everything that we saw about this one is true about this one, which in my opinion makes this one a good option as a rebind. Really good choice for a rebind. The paper is thick enough to turn with no trouble or little trouble. I do see some little streaks in there that kind of stands out to me. But another thing I like about the Legacy, I didn't mention as we went through here, the inner margin has a lot of space in there to bring the text out in the flat part of the page. So even though it's a little thicker, just a touch thicker, it still doesn't get lost in the gutter. That's not as easy to see in a poetic setting, but There we go. So we don't get lost in the gutter. So let's go ahead and weigh and measure this one. This one is 6 1/4 by 9 and just over 9 1/4. I always go to the edges of the cover, because if you're looking for a case or something like that to put it in, that's the information you need. And then about 1.5 inches. A little over 1.5 inches. It's kind of hard to tell. The spine looks wider on this one because of the ribs. Just has a touch more overhang on the spine. And then let's weigh. £2 9.6 ounces. So let's do some comparisons. Of course, we'll compare the Heirloom edition. So here is the Heirloom edition from the Netherlands. Leather is very similar, and we're looking at the difference in thickness there. Footprint is the same. So the main difference is the paper. This is the Indopaque 28 GSM. That's a smooth texture, and it's really just it's an elegant paper. Indopaque is a very elegant paper. Then we have the 36 GSM, a little bit rougher of a texture, and the opacity. Let's compare. To my eye, they look about the same in opacity. I don't know that for a fact, but it seems to be about the same. And another difference is the ribbons. These are double-sided and a little bit thinner. And then the black ribbons and of course multicolor. The black ribbons in the newer edition is slightly wider, but single-sided. They don't feel quite as elegant, but they're nice enough ribbons. Now this is the original True Tone from Italy, made in Italy, and they're just about the same all the way around. The paper in this one is a little bit more opaque, a little thicker. I'm not sure what the thickness is. At least it feels thicker to my fingers. Here's how they compare. I think this paper from Italy is a little bit more opaque. It's a little bit whiter too. They both have a good white texture. Slight cream though, just very, very slight. The kind of off-white that I like. Another one, since we're talking about these made in China, I wanted to show another one. The first one actually that I got from them, made in China in goatskin. This is the Preaching Bible. And to give you an idea of the size comparison, because it's quite a bit larger than the original Heirloom Legacy. In this case, they're really close. It's noticeably thicker, but about maybe a 1/4 inch. So here's how they compare. The paper in the Preaching Bible is a little bit thicker. I actually think this paper is a touch more elegant than this paper is. This is the new single column personal size in Heirloom edition. I haven't reviewed this one yet. It's coming. This is a darker blue, just to give you an idea of the size comparison, because I know I'll have some questions. There's how they compare. They do not have the same paper, which is why I wanted to show this one. I like the paper in the Legacy, even though I do prefer the paper in the previous model. I do like this paper. I don't really like the paper in this one. This paper has a blue tint. I'm not sure of the thickness. Don't think it's the same thickness, but that's how they compare. This is easy to carry and hold. They're not the same Bible. This one has section headings in the text, while the Legacy has them in the margin. So it's not like this is that Bible without the margin. that would be nice to have. But this is a new setting. They're both 9-point, so the fonts do look the same. If anything, this one actually might have a little bit more line space, but that's kind of hard to tell. I haven't measured that, so don't take that for gospel. But anyway, that's a quick look at how they compare. Review of this one's coming soon. So that's a quick look at the single column Legacy in True Tone and in goatskin. Crossway did provide these in exchange for an honest review. If you have any questions, let me know. I will place some links in the notes where you can make a purchase and where you can see the written review at BibleBindGuide.com with more detail. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.